So I'm going to be doing a different series, or a new series on new patches coming out in Star Citizen. So with this series I want to start talking about a new patch that comes out, and then I will do another backup video when the patch comes out, after the patch comes out, sorry. And I'm going to be trying to talk about this patch. In this video it'll be about 3.10 for example, and I'm going to be trying to talk about who is it going to be good targeting wise. So is it going to be good for a new player? Is it going to be good for players on the sidelines? I know there's a lot of you in the comments that are regulars in the comments, I would say, really good supporters who actually are on the sidelines. I think someone did say that. I can't remember who's your name, I do apologize. Who are on the sidelines wanting to probably play the game, but right now the game's not where they want it, and maybe there's not enough entertainment there to keep them for months and months and months. And maybe I'm going to also try to talk about players who are actually playing the game quite a bit now, and maybe this is what improvements that they might see in the next patch. So let's get into the video. So the first thing I'm going to talk about is servers and stability. So the reason why this is very important, because I believe this is going to be very impactful for a lot of people. We see it in 3.9 where there was so many bugs, the servers were just crashing all over the place, over everywhere, and 30Ks were just very commonplace, and it affects a lot of people. It affects certain people who want to do trading, who want to do mining. So it's very important, I believe, to actually talk about this in the patch. Now in 3.10 we don't know the servers and stability, hence why there's going to be a video after the 3.10 comes out to get my prediction, not my prediction, the results I suppose. However, we can tell from the Evocati leaks that the patch notes are very focused on trying to get bugs that were created by 3.9 to get them squashed, and so there's no make the servers, make the stability a lot better. So we can definitely see that the servers and stability is probably going to be improved from 3.9 to 3.10. Can't confirm this obviously, but just seeing the leaks, I think this is what's going to be the result of 3.10 from 3.9 when it comes to the servers and stability. However, 3.10 will give us still a lot of bugs, I believe. I don't think we're going to have all the bugs squashed when 3.10 gets released. From 3.9, some really annoying bugs that 3.9, maybe even 3.8 that gave us these really annoying bugs. We're still going to have some of these. However, we're going to have a lot less of this, and we're going to have a more stable patch. We're still going to get 30Ks, it's just a given, but I believe we're not going to have that much anymore. And I think this is going to be the result from the 3.10 patch, hopefully. So I'd say if you're a new player in this and you're looking at the sidelines, you haven't bought into the game, and you're looking and you're a new player, I don't think this patch is still going to be the most stable patch. It's not a 3.7 patch, for example. I think it will be going to a 3.8 patch where it did bring in some more bugs, less stability with their servers. However, it was still pretty playable. I think this is what 3.10 is going to be more like. So if you're a new player, I don't think this is going to be, it's just not going to be the big thing that's going to go, okay, this game's going to have no more bugs, it's going to be very stable, I'm going to start playing the game. For example, if you're on the sidelines as well, and you're on the sidelines because of this bugs and stability, I think you should test the patch out obviously for 1 or 2 days and get a feel and say, oh, maybe not, I'm discovering a couple of bugs here. And I think this is what's going to happen, is that I don't think if you're on the sidelines, I don't think having the servers this stable, or what 3.10 will offer, will bring you back to the game for months and months and months. However, if you're a player who's been playing the game 3.9 for months and months and months, and you constantly play the game, this is obviously going to be great. I think 3.10 is going to be a much more bigger improvement from 3.9 for you guys, for me as well, because I do play the game quite a bit. I've played it nearly 2 months straight now. So I think if you're a new player who's already playing the game, this is a big patch that you're going to you're going to play anyway, but you're going to be excited for the servers and stability. So now let's get into the second point, I guess, on this video, and that's locations. So locations are very important, I think, for Star Citizen. It could bring some people in to have a look. It can bring people in to play for months if it's done correctly, obviously. And this from 3.10, we're getting 2 new locations in the patch. The first one's going to be New Babbage shop additions, and the second one's going to be Grimhex improvements. Now, what we know about New Babbage is not a lot. We don't know what we're going to be able to buy there. In 3.10 I'm talking about. For sure, we know that maybe you buy all this cool stuff. You might buy Mobiglast 2 or whatever. But we don't know if that's coming out in the 3.10 patch. So I don't think New Babbage shop edition should invite loads of new people. For example, if you're a new guy, this is not going to be a thing that's going to get you hooked on is the New Babbage shop edition and Grimhex improvements. I don't think the Grimhex improvements for a new player will be a big factor in why they're coming in, why it should really not come in. If you're a guy on the sidelines, I think shop editions shouldn't be this as well, unless you want. I think it's knickknacks. All you're getting is like little bits that you might be able to put on a ship, and if that's what you've been waiting for, I could go ahead. But I don't think that's good. That in reality, that's not going to be a thing that a lot of people on the sidelines will be waiting for. However, if you're on the sidelines, Grimhex improvements might be something that you might want to check out. The reason why is because Grimhex improvements will obviously invite more of the pirate players, like Pyro will be when that comes out. It's going to invite a lot of pirate players. And Grimhex improvements for pirate players who want to do betting. This is going to be very great for you, but also racing players. Could you say racing ships? If you're into the racing aspects, and I think it's Scramble Racing it's called. It doesn't say, but yeah, Scramble Racing it does say. In the Scramble Racing, if you wanted to do racing and you like Scramble Racing, what I believe is just like a free-for-all race where you shoot and hit people off. There's no rules in the racing at all. This might be a good patch for you to actually come and check out the new Grimhex improvements, and to check if you actually enjoy it and it's enough, or there's a lot of other people coming in doing scramble races with you and it is really fun. This could be a big improvement for you and might be quite enjoyable for you to come and check out. If you're a guy who's been playing this game for quite some time, I actually don't think this is going to be too much of an improvement for you in the game. You could, if you're, let's say you're a trader or you're a miner, you can completely ignore the Grimhex improvements, especially if you're a trader or miner and you're doing trading. For sure, Grimhex, you do get, I think there's bigger hangars, so you can now put your Caterpillar in there. What could be something cool to do some trading there, but right now, if you want to get the best trade, you want to get all the money, probably not the best to go into Grimhex. It's also quite risky to be a huge Caterpillar. A pirate's going to just see that and go, that's big money, I might be able to just troll the guy or something. The new shop editions for players who've been playing the game for a bit might be a small little improvement, but again, it's nothing going to be big for you in this aspect. So let's get to the third one, and that's going to be AI. So yeah, by the way, I'm just going off the list here if you didn't realize. Now, AI has always been something that's been terrible in Star Citizen, and now we're getting some AI improvements here. However, it's cover usage, so the AI you're going to be attacking is going to use cover a bit more better, and combat weapon type. So I guess different arsenals and weaponry, whatever. I don't think these are big improvements that people should be caring. It's very dependent on the servers. If the servers are old and got a lot of stuff going for it, the AI is going to be shit. It's just what is going to happen. And I don't think a lot of people will really realize much of an improvement to the AI. Obviously, we don't know. It could come out and this AI could be the best AI we've seen. It could make situations much more fun. But really, I'm not really seeing much on these AI, especially with the combat AI improvements. Should be for new players, for people on the sidelines to even come in and think about the new AI in this patch. However, what I will say is the new bartender improvements. If you're a new player, this shouldn't be something that you should be interested in. Well, it should be a big factor in why you're going to buy the game now. If you're a player on the sidelines, if you was on the sidelines because of the bartender, obviously you're going to come in. But I don't think this is another thing that is going to be big for you. We know why the bartender took so long, because it helps other AI aspects, not just the bartender. But the bartender itself, this might just be a social thing for players that have already played the game. So if you're on the sidelines and you're waiting on the sidelines, I don't think the bartender should really be a big factor in why you should start playing the game now and be playing it for months, for example. However, if you have been playing this game for a long time, this is going to be a nice improvement for you, just a small little cherry on the top for this patch for you to have and see and enjoy, really. So let's get into the big one now, and that's gameplay. Gameplay has 9 tasks to it, so it's very big compared to everybody else's. Now, some of these tasks are not really interesting, I would say. However, we can definitely tell from all the gameplay tasks what improvements TRG is trying to do for this patch, and that's going to be combat. Combat is being very iffy for a long time. Ship-to-ship combat, mostly, this is what it is. It's ship-to-ship combat improvements here, and it's been very, very iffy, I would say, for a lot of players. So if you're on the sidelines and you stop playing the game because of the combat in the ship-to-ship combat, I should keep trying to say. So if you're on the sidelines because the ship-to-ship combat was so bad and you didn't like it, also Gimbal was killing the vibe here, and your fixed weapons were just, useless now, this could be a patch that you might want to come and check out, and you might go to say, yeah, this is a patch that I might be playing for months now because they fixed the combat. We do not know this at the moment. This is why the second video of this series, I guess I'm doing the second video of this series, will be very impactful, just to show that yeah, this ship combat is actually pretty good for players. But right now, in speculation, we know that they're doing combat changes. They're trying to slow us down to the combat, so everybody's going to be a bit more closer. They're fixing fixed weapons, where fixed weapons have a little nudge, so you can actually hit more of your shots. They're fixing turret gameplay, so multi-crew can be much more impactful for this. So I think overall, if you're really in the combat business and you're on the sidelines of this game and you haven't been playing this game since 3.5, 3.4, whatever, you might want to check this patch out and check if the combat's actually what you like. And if you do like it, you might be playing this game for a month, maybe 2, maybe for the whole 3 months until 3.11. Obviously, there's other things in gameplay that has been changed. Atmospheric flight model has been changed. I don't think this is going to be good for new players. Not that it's going to be a bad change. I'm not trying to say that. I don't think this is going to be a change for a new player to come in and say, okay, they finally fixed the atmospheric flight model, and so I'm going to start playing the game now. For people on the sidelines, I think this is, if you're on the sidelines, maybe play the patch once, maybe one day when it comes out, and check if your ship is quite fun to fly in atmosphere for a day. Sorry about that. But overall, I don't think this is going to be a big change for you. However, if you play the game for quite some time now and you're constantly playing a game, this could be a good thing to come and check out and try to get used to. Definitely, if you want to try to, I would definitely recommend someone to get their ship that they love and enjoy to actually try to get good at flying in atmosphere right now, because it's going to be lots of change. You can really get a feel of this atmosphere and go, yeah, okay, this is going pretty good. I can now understand how this mechanic's going to work in the future and how it's working right now. So I think this is a good change, a positive change for a player who's already been playing the game constantly. However, this change might not influence a lot of people who are outside of the loop right now. And really, for gameplays on the tasks, that's about it. However, what I will say in gameplay, and I will put this into gameplay, this task essentially that I'm going to make up, and that is the trading app. I think the trading app is so important for a lot of players. I'm so happy that it's finally come out. However, if you're a new player, again, I don't think this is going to be a big influencer for you to come in, especially if you're on your own. However, if you're on the sidelines, and the one thing that you didn't like on the sidelines was because you multi-crew, and because you're in a there's no reason to go into a multi-crew because you couldn't really, both of you and your mates can't. It's going to be hard for you and mates to get money. This could be a very patch for you to come and trick out and actually see if actually having multi-crew, being in your orgs, and actually playing with your orgs might be much more fun now that you actually are getting money for it, and building up what targets you personally want. If you've already played the game constantly, this is just another positive. I think this is another cherry on top for you, that maybe having this trading app make multi-crew gameplay for you a lot more easier, a lot more fun, and just overall a good experience. So let's get into ships, vehicles, and weapons and items. The reason why it's going to be two tasks or two lines, whatever you're going to call these things, into one is because they're very easy and very quick to explain. If you own the Archimedes Emerald, come and check it out. If you own an Origin M50, come and check it out. They've been improvements, and you've got the Archimedes Emerald skin or whatever. Weapons, not big changes with weapons. You've got new cool lightning bolt weapons, but they don't tase. They do the same as they kill people. What's the same as other weapons. So if you like any of these new weapons, come and check them out. It's very simple, very easy. Another weapon I think for the Vanguard, or that Gladius, I don't know that picture. There's another weapon going out for the ship, and if you like that weapon and you want to just check it out, just go on the patch and check it out when it comes out. It's very easy, very simple. Now we're into the core tech. Now core tech is very important. I think core tech is going to be very important for 2020 Star Citizen, but at the moment it looks like end of 2020 Star Citizen and early 2021 where I'm going to be talking about this core tech. That's with the iCache and the server meshing kind of core tech. That's what I'm trying to talk about here. However, in this patch we're not getting much on the way of core tech, and again, if you're a new player, if you're on the sidelines, unfortunately core tech this patch, unless there's something behind that we don't know that's coming out in 3.10, isn't going to be a big influence for you to come back into the game or you to start the game. If you're a constant player, I'm going to just call you a constant player now. Again, this is not really a big improvement. You might not even notice it if you don't take much more onto detail or you read the patch notes at all. So core tech, we've got ocean shaders improvements, so the ocean's going to look a bit more nicer, and the height map improvements. So I guess when you're flying down, you might look at the whatever planet or moon you're in, and you might like it a bit more. It might look much more pleasing to you. The resolution will do, yeah, I think that's what it really is. So you're just going to have like nicer looking places, what shouldn't really be a big influencer for people, and for a constant player you might not even notice it if you really don't take that much good detail from planets and that. So that's the end of this thing. That's the end of this episode. Obviously this episode might be a part 1, part 2, and then I'll do a video on after 3.10 and show you, okay, so locations ended up being very good, gameplay ended up being very bad, etc, etc. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. This is going to be a new show. Right now I'm a bit tired, I'm still working, and obviously coming back from work, and then it's like I'm tiring now, but that will get better and better. I know that will get better and better when I come home, because before the lockdown, when I come home I was perfectly fine and ready to go, ready to do stuff. but right now it's not that situation for me at the moment. But hopefully I will get better for you guys. I'm doing loads of these videos, not loads of these videos, what I'm talking about. I do these videos because I know there's a lot of you guys out there now subscribing to my channel every day, always in the comments, and I think it's a dick move if I just stopped doing what I was doing or had the original plan of what I was doing. And so I'm going to try to do these videos for you. So thank you guys for watching, and goodbye.